Hi folks, John Covington here. This will be the last YouTube video of 2021. Sort of want to summarize up where we've been with this this unity effort we've had here, starting with the book. If you would, please like and subscribe. We actually lost one subscription over the month. We went from 104 down to 103, so that sort of helps what we're trying to get done here. So if you go ahead and subscribe, we would just really appreciate that. What sort of want to do is summarize the year. We start off with 5 people. We've got 20-something folks now that are involved on a routine basis, and probably would expand that to 50 people that are tangentially associated with some of the stuff that we're doing. I mentioned last video that the core group of about 20 folks now went through a freedom course and conference. And what I wanted to do is go back, and I'm going to take some quotes of some of the people when we sort of debriefed how that experience in the conference and the whole thing sort of went for them. So I've got several different folks I'll talk about here. One guy said it was a transformational experience. It has a couple people say that I'm a changed person. I'm just different than when I was. Another person said that I have more clarity on the root cause of some of the problems that I see. And this is also another person said that he felt as if he were a changed person. Another person said that he's recommitted to, we need to mix it up more. We need to get together. We need to engage every opportunity we have to get together and establish relationships. We need to be active in doing that. Another person said going to the conference was like therapy. And he says it was especially good for him to go through this conference with the same people that he had been involved with since February. And so it was a big deal for him. And he also said that this particular group he can go to and he doesn't have to bite his tongue. He says, I can come in here and I can say what's on my mind and what's on my heart, because I know that the people in this particular group accept me for who I am and understand that the way I view things are based upon my experiences, and I also realize that about them. I thought that was a pretty powerful one. I'm going to call one guy out by name. He's my brother. I just love him to death. He's Anderson Walker. He's sort of the spiritual leader of the group. He's a pastor, and he had a couple things that were he always has things. He's sort of like E.F. Hutton. Whenever Pastor Walker speaks, everybody shuts up and they're quiet. And he reminded us to not lose focus, that everything is about the relationship with Christ. And if you have a common focus, people have a common focus, it's very difficult not to establish a good relationship. You're just going to have a good relationship. He also said don't let our vision get hijacked. Many people will try to hijack a vision either through politics or something else. The vision is for the community to come together with a focus on Christ, and if you do that, then the relationships will be an effect of that. Don't let the vision be hijacked. Don't let it become secular. Don't let it become political. And there's all kinds of temptations to do that, whether for personal gain or whatever. And he was just being his typical spiritual self, saying, don't let that happen. He also had a plea, and I'm going to reiterate that near the end. We need to have more white people involved in this, and he was specific. He wants white pastors involved in this. And I don't know what we're really going to do here. There's a problem with white apathy, and I think most white pastors think they already got this figured out. They probably don't. And maybe we've been going to the wrong denominations trying to get white pastors involved. And so we're gonna go out to some of the more young evangelical types of congregations where we think we'll be more receptive. If you're a white pastor for a traditional Baptist church in Tuscaloosa, we'd love to have you, but we're not sort of banking on it right now. Another guy, young guy, who's 26 years old, he was saying that he was really unaware until all this started happening of the impact of spiritual warfare. That whenever you're making a difference, go ahead and expect an attack. It happens. And he was able to sort of see that over this year's period of time. And another guy, one of our white guys who said that he had apathy, talked about the issue of white apathy, which I think is a big deal in a lot of this. Many white people think they got it figured out. You probably don't. So that's sort of the feedback from the conference. Where we're going forward, starting in February, we're all going to try and go through 21 days of prayer and fasting together during January, which starts January the 9th. And then in February, we kick off our small groups again, and we want to have our initial group, which we've added to throughout the year, and we're going to go through the same curriculum again. We're going to, the book, Don't Do Anything Stupid, A White Man's Guide to Racial Harmony, and we have an agenda to that. And we're going to go through that agenda again. This is at the request of the folks. And with hopefully some of the people that have joined us late, they'll be able to go through the same experiences. Also during that time period, we probably expect several different freedom groups to be going on, and we're going to encourage people to go to those freedom groups. 2 of our black pastors are going to have freedom groups at their churches, and then of course Highlands will have a boatload of them going on at their place. One of the things we really want to do, and again you're going to hear me probably pound this to the point where you're getting tired of hearing it, is to get more white people involved. You want to be able to see someone come in and go through this and then engage long enough to say, I didn't know that. I learned something today. And based upon what I learned, that might change the way I interact with different people. So the goal, if you're a white person, to engage is not to be put down, is perhaps there's something you can learn. And I know I've learned a boatload of stuff, and whenever I think I've stopped learning, I guess it's time to croak. So anyway, we would encourage you to get involved in this. So I want to ask you a favor here at the end. I would love for you, if you haven't purchased the book, Don't Do Anything Stupid, A White Man's Guide to Racial Harmony, we'll love for you to do that. I think you will get something out of it. It'll help our poor little consulting firm here bumbling along. Start a group. You don't have to be in Tuscaloosa to start a group. Get you a group of folks and carve out 12 weeks and get the book, get the agenda. We'll send you the agenda for free, and just kick it off and get going and see what happens. And have a really, really Merry Christmas during this time of joy and Thanksgiving and anticipation. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. A wonderful Merry Christmas. And have 2022 just be a gangbuster for you. So thank you, folks, for listening this year, and see you next year.